The Macpack sweaters, baby! Holy shit, we've got Macpack sweaters and we've got Mum on the show! We also got Macpack mugs, baby. Macpack mugs. Find out very soon about these.
It's a huge episode for the Macpack podcast. We've got Mum joining us in the studio for a Mother's Day special. Should we get into it?
Let's get into it.
G'day and welcome to the Macpack podcast.
We're back.
My name's Jake McKenna and to my far left this week in order of the biggest mug enthusiast on the panel, it's my little brother Joe. How are you, boy? Yeah.
Jake, I love a mug. A lot of people have caffeine addictions. I have a mug addiction.
And to my right, coming in 6'1", it's in each and every week. It's the baby brother of the pack who we call Junior Boy. Junior Boy, how are you?
A lot of people have mug addictions. I have a beer addiction. Help me.
Boys, we are absolutely honoured and pleasured to be joined by the creator of the Macpack this week in our lovely mother, Janine McKenna. How are you, Janine?
Hello, good, thank you.
It's a happy Mother's Day.
Oh, thank you.
In preparation for Sunday's big day. Boys, we've got so much to chat about on this week's episode of the Macpack podcast. We're going to chat to Mum. Mum's got a cat story.
Hell yeah.
She's going to give some advice and even play a game. It's a massive episode of the Macpack, so let's get into it. Boys.
Mother Mingo.
How are we all? Are we all well?
Good.
Fantastic and excited for tonight's episode.
Yes, we got Mum joining us in the stewed, and she's got some very flash new merchandise.
Oh, she does too.
And she's come with gifts.
The Macpack wind cheater.
The Macpack wind sheeter. The wind
Yes,
sheeter
the
is
wind
here.
sheeter.
The wind cheater.
The wind sheeter. We got the sweater, the black Macpack established 2020 wind sheeter /
Long awaited.
sweater, and we're also got some little muggins as well.
We got some Macpack mugs, but there's a bit of a story behind these Macpack mugs, Jake. Tell
Yeah,
me.
there is a bit. They haven't come out quite like we thought they would.
No.
So we're still in the process of getting some mugs, some proper mugs,
Yeah.
some Macpack standard quality
Some
mugs.
exclusive bougie mugs.
But obviously, they don't. The crew that we got the mugs made from, they don't want these mugs back because what are they going to do with a Macpack mug that quite politely reads on the back? Let's just read out the
Yeah.
mug. So the Macpack, it goes Macpack podcast. Start your day the right way, and then on the back, what are the 3 dots called, Joe?
Ellipses.
Yeah,
There's one of them. That's for
Ellipsicals.
sure.
And then on the back it goes ellipses or night ? If you're hiding your beer in here,
Because-
which for the most part is exactly what we will do. Well, especially me is exactly what I'll do with my
Yeah, we've
mug.
done it. Jake's done it before on the podcast, especially when he was doing the body magic contest. He wanted to hide the fact that he was drinking beers, so he just went and grabbed a cheeky mug, poured the beer in there. It's hiding it for.
Bob's your uncle.
Hell yeah, hell yes.
So we are selling these mugs.
We are. What do
because no one else wants them,
No.
including us. But they're going to be our shit mugs. We're getting real mugs coming in a couple of weeks, hopefully. Are we, Joe?
Yes, they should be coming.
But these are going to be our shit mug range.
This is the shit mug.
And so these will be available along with what we'll have to find a cool name to give these.
Yes.
The
sweaters, the Macpack sweaters.
yeah, because I think that you best described them as feeling like being hugged by your mum,
It does. Yeah, it's a warm embrace.
which is perfect for us because as you would know,
Perfect. And
Yeah.
when are they dropping? When's all this dropping?
I think
Jake?
Sunday. I think
Sunday.
Sunday's going to be the day.
Mother's Day.
So
Oh
we're
my
gonna
god, that's Mother's Day.
we're gonna push out the Mother's Day mugs and the Mother's Day sweaters
Hell yes.
Sunday afternoon. So make sure you grab a shit mug. They're super exclusive,
Very.
very limited edition.
Never coming out again, these shit mugs.
Hopefully. The colours.
What is shit about them? What do you
Oh, we've got a buyer. We've got an early buyer.
feel nice?
Well, yeah, they're not shit, but
No, they're not
But
bad.
as a mug, they're fine.
They each come with a little bit of feces in them, but apart from that, they're not that shit.
Obviously they do the job.
Yeah, they're
But
good.
they're
They're
just
good
not-
mugs. They're
yeah,
just not great mugs.
Yeah.
But why? Because it's not the right colour.
The colours are a
Exactly,
little
yeah.
bit skew-if. The actual logo is a little bit little. This
think
guy
it's on a
looks. This
slant.
guy actually looks alright.
Yeah, we've got a cheeky winky face on the
Yeah,
back.
you got the
as well.
winky face guy looks fine.
Yeah.
Look, they're not bad.
They're
We're
not
just
bad.
not up to Macpack standard.
And of course they're going to be a little bit cheaper than the other mugs. So
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah, if
these
you
will be
wanna-
coming out with a little slash on the price.
Yeah, if you want to cop a bargain early, get in here for these shit
and
mugs.
if you've been wanting to get some Macpack merch, but you can't afford the other items, these are going to be the cheapest items we've ever sold.
So we'll have the mugs at $10. The sweaters will be available for $60.
Yes.
And if you spend more than $100 on the store,
That's
you get
10 mugs.
you get free delivery
Oh, it must be very
anywhere in
nice.
Australia.
Oh,
So
shout out. For
grab yourself a shirt while you're there. I think that'll get you there. If you get a shirt and a
you get a shirt and a
Sweater.
sweater.
You're
Oh my
there.
God.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I might have to change the prices, so you have to get a mug as well. We'll see how we go.
We'll have to see.
Big week.
Big week.
Big week. We got Mum obviously joining us on the panel.
How does it feel, Mum? How does it feel? You're always listening early on a Friday morning, but now you're here.
Yeah, a little bit nervous. I can understand why your guests get nervous.
Yeah, you fall into it. We played 31 Qs and you blitzed through
Oh,
that.
killed it.
Well, we're just gonna ease you into things.
Okay.
So we often do like the first time you met the member of the panel, the guest that joins us, but I don't think that really needs to take place tonight. I think we can all.
I think we can all agree that
Yeah,
we've
we all
been there.
met Mum at St. John of God Murdoch.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of you remember it.
Great times.
Exactly.
Great times.
So, Mum, tell us a little bit about yourself. What do you like to get up to? Obviously, we've got the lovely crochet dog.
Yes, that you made
Yes.
yourself. Tell
Yes.
us about your crocheting.
Mum does
So
a bit
what?
of
Yeah, what
crochet.
is crochet?
Yeah,
For someone who doesn't know.
It's like knitting, but you only use one needle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what a normal person needs 2 needles to do, my mum can do with 1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I learned to knit as a kid, but I always wanted to learn to crochet.
Mhm.
And so one of my friends' mums taught me. Now just anything you want to see, just look on YouTube, basically.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Makes you tutorials.
Funny story about that, actually.
Yeah.
So, it was we're going to talk about this more next week when Mum's not on the episode. But so I guess it's going to be a fair few stories. But I had my 19th birthday a few weeks ago, and I decided to celebrate with all my friends on the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Right?
Lovely.
And of course, get all the boys around. We're all pumping out the bat. We got the pool table. We're listening to some music. All the lads are just chatting, having some good times. And my phone's connected up through the Bluetooth on the speaker.
Nice.
I'm playing my usual rap music. Your Polo G's, your Young Thugs, your Kanye Wests. And then I hear music kind of stops for a little bit, and I hear the little connection noise, and I'm like, oh, one of the boys must be the Sneaky Devils.
Was he queuing
Yeah,
up some
that's-
tunes?
And then I hear this crochet tutorial over the speaker, and all my mates are looking at me like, McKenna, mate, this is some weird music.
What was the lady just instructing you on how to...
It was a man.
Oh, it was a
It was
man.
a man. Yeah, it was a man instructing how to crochet. And
What was he? How long was he on for?
Oh, seconds. I sprinted over to the speaker, turned that off, and was just like, oh, sorry, what's technical difficulties? Behind the scenes, you wouldn't get it.
What was it? Well, I would
And
imagine...
then I had to run inside and tell Mum, I was like, please turn your Bluetooth off. It's like, 40 lads, a little bit embarrassing, but
The
what?
mum's like, oh, my Bluetooth's not working. She comes out to ask you why, and then she just sees 40 guys.
crochet?
all of it-
Crocheting.
crochet, so- this guy knows what he's talking about.
So what, the change-up went from being Kanye West to Paul from crochet.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, nice.
Oh, interesting. But love Mum nevertheless.
There you go.
Yeah, it didn't.
Hasn't stained any
Of
reputation.
course not, of
No,
course not.
good.
I'll get her back.
And what else do you get up to, Mum, in your spare time? What's your go-to? You've obviously got a little dog here,
Yes.
but your little dog at our place,
Your
Mr.
best buddy.
Mr.
Yeah.
Bud Wise, is
Buddy.
probably your best mate.
Yeah, it follows me everywhere like a little shadow. So he got pretty exhausted the weeks we were home in lockdown when we all had COVID and whatever. The poor dog, he's never seen me home so much. And every time I get up, like if I've got to just go to the kitchen or something, he gets up, follows me into the kitchen. I'm already making a cup of tea. I'm coming straight back in. So back we go into the living room, watch TV again. And I go do my laps in the pool. So he comes and sits out there like a little lifeguard and watches me. Can't get even a drop of water on him though. He hates that.
He's a real delicate dog.
Yeah, he hates
He's a
water.
tiny little Chihuahua crossed with a Jack Russell.
He's
And-
feisty, but he's scared.
Yeah.
He's scared feisty.
Yeah.
He would work on like a RuPaul version of dogs, I reckon. I think he'd fit in really nicely.
Yeah,
He's a little bit petite. He's a little bit particular. Guess
He's
it's
angry, gets
Yeah.
angry.
fiery, feisty little boy.
He's only got 3 teeth though, so he can't do much damage. He's
Oh, he did draw blood on
13.
Kira with those 3 teeth.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Oh.
There you go. We're first
They're
time
sharp.
we're hearing about that.
There's only 3, but they're useful.
he knows how to use them.
My buddy's always loved Mum, like.
Well, he was yours.
way
He's
more
meant to be Riley's.
Well, yeah,
For
was it
what,
like my
your
10th?
6th?
No.
Yeah, you were
Well,
young.
he's
It was-
13. But he's 13 this year.
Oh yeah.
It was
would've
when
been
I was
like-
in year
yeah.
7.
Math checks.
One of my first one of my birthdays, and I got him for a birthday present, and I held one of a little dog that I
Because
could
we had
carry
really
around.
big dogs then.
Yeah, and I wanted like a little dog, I could carry around, I could lift up. And then, he came over on the first day, and Dad was like, he gave me some treats, and he was like, if you just get him to like you early on, he'll be like, he'll be your
Mate
dog.
for life. Yeah.
Yeah, and I tried, but bloke was not having a bar of it. Just instantly started following Mum everywhere from the second he walked in.
And dogs apparently follow like the leader of the pack, which for the most part is usually the male.
The leader or the feeder? I always think it's probably the person who makes.
But
the
you say you
food.
fed him.
I
Yeah,
tried
probably
to.
like
He
once.
wasn't having a bar.
Another thing about that is
Because the cat follows dad around heaps.
Yeah, Dad's
Yeah,
home more
true,
than
yeah.
anybody.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. So the cat's
the,
always
when
with him.
when we got the dog, and the lady who we were buying it off from, like the pound or whatever, or the rescue dog place, we're like, okay, like yeah, he seems happy here. He's not like losing it. We can take him. And then Riley went to get the money out of like mum's bag, or whatever, to pay the person. And then he kept on saying, he was like, no, I paid for the dog.
Oh.
And we're like, no, you didn't. He's like, no, I gave them the money.
I did.
He's
man.
my dog.
How it worked. You did the transaction. You didn't earn the money to do the transaction.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was alone. He was
There you
alone.
go. Another one of your big interests is Facebook.
Yes.
You mentioned.
Yes.
Mum's really good at a meme. She really
loves a dank meme.
she shares more memes than anyone I've ever met, and we'll just get a nice dank meme in our fam chat from time to time with no explanation. It's not like this is a funny one or this is good or Riley understand this.
Did we get
It's
one
just
today?
Just a hot shot of dankness.
Yeah, it's
to
just
the
a meme, just screenshot placed in the family chat. It happens very frequently. I think it's time. There's obviously been a fair bit of discussion about it. We used to do the Monday meme on our Instagram stuff.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I think we need to do a mum Monday
Day
meme.
meme.
Yeah, a mum Monday meme.
Yeah.
So moving forward, we'll try this campaign. We're pretty good on the show, Mum, at saying we're going to do something and then never
Doing
thinking
it
of
once,
never,
usually, and
Maybe,
then
maybe
doing
we'll
it
give
again.
Mum the password and stuff, and she can just go on and do it herself.
Just do our own dank memes.
Yeah, Mum's takeover.
So yeah, I think moving forward, at least we'll try it for a little bit. We'll get
Yeah,
Mum to
because
share.
maybe some of your listeners would be a bit more supportive. Sometimes I don't even get so much as a lol
Yeah.
from any of you.
Oh, there you go.
I sent you a funny one the
Here we
other
go.
day, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
What was it?
I can't remember
remember.
now.
It's good.
But it was good.
So coming soon to your Instagram feed is going to be Janine's Mum Monday meme.
There you go, Mum Day memes.
Mum Day memes. Okay, boys, off the top, we've already discussed Mum's love of Mr. Budwise,
Yes,
the family dog,
family
family
dog.
doge.
Of course.
But we also have a cat at the moment, but we only got this cat sort of as a result of the cat that we had previously. We had quite a short stint. Has the cat we've got now been with us longer than Bella? Quick maths, quick question without.
Because we got socks. It would have been in 2018.
Socks is the new cat. Bella is the old cat.
Okay, so Bella originally, we had her at the old place that we
Yep.
lived at. Do you remember the first time we lost Bella, Mum?
Yes. Yes, she went missing. She wasn't much more than a kitten, was she?
No, she was tiny and she used to get around with a bell on. That's why we
Hence
called her
the
Bella,
name.
because she'd always have a bell on.
Yeah.
But she also used to really like ditching. She was incredibly
I went
good,
through so many colors.
incredibly good at ditching the bell. Did you notice
Oh
that?
yeah, she's
Yeah.
got sharp claws. Just
And
Yeah.
even she used to like.
She used
you
to
would
leave them on
find it
trees and
hanging on
shit.
trees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh
It was tactical. I don't think she ever did
Oh.
it on accident. I think she like
I don't think she
intentionally.
liked
They deliberately make cats collars so that they'll easily come undone, so they don't hang
Oh,
themselves.
okay.
So if you just pull on a cat collar, it'll come undone.
Oh, that's probably why.
So
It's
it would
that's just
always
big
come home
collar
without
trying to
its
sell
collar.
more collars.
So the first time we lost Bella Kitten, I remember. I think I was at uni.
Yeah, you would have been at Notre Dame
Yeah.
early.
And
right?
yeah, so it was very much she was like an inside sort of cat
Yeah.
because Mum
To a
had-
degree, you used to climb on the fences a fair bit.
Yeah,
but it wouldn't go out.
Yeah, never left the gate. Like we had like a
We had a
large
big
gate
property,
around
yeah.
the whole house, and it would never actually make it over the fence. But this time it did.
Yeah, and then one time it was just like
We just
gone.
expected it.
couldn't see it, couldn't find it anywhere. But it's also like cats kind of do their own thing a lot. So it's like, you can't see it for a while. It's like, oh, whatever, it's probably
It'll
just
come home.
hiding or whatever. And then it would have been about a day maybe when no one had seen it.
Which, on reflection, is quite a small period of time. But at the time, it was just like, yeah, we haven't seen this cat in 24 hours.
Yeah.
This is unheard of.
Yeah, I remember.
Because she was a pretty needy cat. She'd come in and always meow. She meowed
Yeah.
more than any cat I've ever met before. And would stroll around, do her own thing, and just like leisurely come in
I
and out
remember
of the
being at
place.
school and telling all my mates, like, yeah, fucking our cat's going missing. Like, I'm depressed, man. This is my little guy with my little girl, my little cat, and it's just gone. And then it was a rough few days.
It was like 2 days.
Yeah, but it was rough.
And what happened, Joey?
Well, because Mum was a bit scared about losing the cat because of a cat that she had when she was younger had run away, and turns out it got it died.
Drowned.
It drowned.
Drowned.
Do you not know this?
Oh, probably.
So mum was a bit like, you don't know what's happening when they're gone. Fair enough. She was worried about it, and we were kind of like, stressed. I was already looking at new cats. And then
I think we made posters, didn't we?
we
did
made
so
posters and
much.
stuff.
Yeah.
Put them in in the letterboxes all around
We were
town.
walking up and down to the school, putting them on the bus stop, all that sort of
Yeah,
shit.
we were calling Harvey Fresh to get on a milk cart.
Cat had been gone for 20 hours, and we're like, search party,
Yeah.
calling the ranger. Mate, you seen our cat? When'd you lose it? Oh, lunch.
Yeah, I
Nah, mate.
started a true crime podcast about the cat. And then me and Jake, I think we were the only people home at the time. And then we just hear
Well, the cat went missing, and then it sort of got found. We had these little Asian family that lived next to us.
Yep.
And the mum couldn't speak English.
It wasn't
Yeah.
right next door. It was next to next door, wasn't it?
No, it was immediately next door.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
But there was a little Asian family who had just moved to Australia.
Not Cody's house, the one next to Cody.
No, because the one next to
pretty
it
sure
was
it
the
was
guy with the
Cody's
house.
It was Cody's
With the
house.
car
Let's name
out
drop
front.
some more names.
Oh.
No, it's definitely the one next door.
So anyway,
Yeah, so their parents couldn't speak English, but the young boy could.
yeah.
And so essentially, I don't know if we were like I don't know how we came to talking to these people. I don't know if we were like giving them a flyer or something.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But we had this kid who was about
He was,
Three?
he was 4. He just started at school at fucking
Yeah.
up the road.
Anyway, he's looking at the photo and he's telling Dad about how this cat ran through the flyaway door and the mum was like trying to catch it because it's just a random cat that's now in their house.
Yeah.
And this kid is like telling Dad this story about.
He was really animated as
Yeah.
well. Like he was quite
Because
excited.
he's 4. It's probably the craziest thing that's happened in
Yeah.
his life.
Yeah.
Well,
and he showed. Oh, you go.
Because what had happened was Dad's gone over there to ask him about the cat. He's gone like, "Where have you seen this cat?" And the poor woman can't understand what Dad's saying, but the kid could because he'd been at school for a year,
Yeah.
which was enough. And he's basically told Dad, "Yeah, the cat's just burst through the door,
And
smashed a hole in the flywire, and it's just run all the way through the house and then run back out the
Yeah,
back."
and it's actually incredible how if everyone knows what flywire is, but flywire is like incredibly strong.
Mm.
Like if you punched it, you would not be able to do it. You would not.
So
be
the
able to
cat
get
must have
through it.
flown through it at a rate of knots.
You would have to be going so fast and with no like idea of stopping. Like you'd have to be like aiming 10 feet forward to get through that shit.
And the kid knew
Insane.
the kid knew the cat because I vividly remember because the cat used to scale their fence.
Yeah.
And he'd yell at me like, "Bella, Bella," and I was like, "Who the fuck does this kid? How does this 4-year-old kid know what our cat's name is?"
Yeah.
And Dad's obviously gone over there and told him what's going on, and he's gone, "Oh yeah, I know Bella. Bella fucking just burst through here hours ago." And anyway, there was no real conclusion from that. It was just a lot of like,
It was a lead.
yeah, sort of. It was a lot of like
We
bilingual.
knew that it was here at some point. And
Yeah.
that it had a head injury.
and then for
And we
whatever,
gave them money for their broken door.
yeah, we had to do that.
God, we're good.
And then I don't know. Everyone was out looking for the cat one night, and me and Joe were at home. We'd sort of had enough of the whole cat expedition, I believe.
Yeah, I wanted to get a tabby.
And then out of absolutely nowhere, the cat just walked through the back door, and just meowed. That's what it did. It walked into the kitchen, just meowed like it normally would.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things where it's like you just see it and you're like, oh, there's the cat. like you don't really realize.
yeah,
we're
the cat
looking
was
for
just
that
like,
thing.
"Hey man, give me some food."
Yeah, that's literally what it was. And then we just quickly called
I
everyone.
remember seeing the video. You guys started videoing, and Jake was like jumping around the kitchen. And then you guys sent the video, and I was on the bus, and I was like, "Boys, the cat's been found!"
Cat's back. Unfortunately, this was the first of many occasions where the cat went missing, and currently still is missing. Do you want to talk us through that little tale, Mother?
So then in 2018 we moved house out here to Canning Vale and did all the things that they tell you to do. I don't know why they tell you to put butter on the cat's feet when you move house.
Because it's funny.
So it doesn't stick to the
I
pan
don't know
when you
if
put it
it's
in the
got
oven.
something to do with them licking their feet. I don't know. Anyway, we
like the
did
scent
everything.
maybe or
Yeah,
something.
I don't know. Kept it inside for as much as we could for the first month we were here, and then slowly let it out like into the patio area and just out the back and just let it get the idea of what the backyard was like, and then just went missing.
It was a Thursday night, and I
Oh,
remember
that's right.
we were off to basketball.
Yeah, and I said to Dad, bring the cat in. And he said, no, she'll be right.
Hopefully she still is. 'cause
Never
we
seen her
haven't-
again.
I mean, we never know. She could be right. She could be just living down the road somewhere.
She's back at our Asian
Or she
mate's
went
place,
back-
our little neighbour.
Yeah, she
She's
went
living
back
with
to
him. He's
Riverside.
gone, Bella! He's now 23, that bloke.
Yeah, that was even sadder.
But that's not the end of the.
No, this
No.
story
Parent
takes a
story.
few twists and turns. So if you like your cat, maybe skip forward 5 minutes because it gets pretty dark pretty quick.
So then I was at work the next day and
On the grind.
I'd rung anybody I could think of, like the Pound and the vets and whatever.
Every Facebook group.
Yep, did all that.
Yeah,
And
I always
then
share it shit on Facebook. I was like, I'll buy someone a carton if they find this cat because
I went out to the little room where our bags are all in the lockers and I could hear my phone ringing, so I picked it up. And it was the ranger from City of Canning. And he says, oh, your black cat's missing. And I'm like, yeah. And so he's describing the cat and...
It's black.
Yeah,
cat.
it's black and, you know, it had...
Feline
Did it have a
feature.
collar on? I can't remember if it had a collar on. And I'm like, yes. And he said, oh, right, you know, that's really good. And I said, oh, we'll come and pick her up. And he goes, oh, no, it's dead. Not funny.
soften blow.
Yeah.
No, man.
There's, you know how they say like rip the band-aid off? That's like just break your arm over a tree sort of style. That.
So then he says, I said, have you checked the microchip? Like, are you sure it's my cat? And he says, oh, we can't find a microchip. And I said, well, it might not be her, you know, like...
Still hopeful.
Was found squashed on the road and, you know, it's a black cat and he wanted rid of this cat. So I went home from work just all too upset
He's
to
got it in
work.
the fridge.
Yeah, he did. In the freezer. It was frozen.
Like the normal food.
No, not like next to his, not next to his
yeah,
lasagna
good
he's gonna
boy,
have for lunch.
No.
Just move the cat. Grab
So I get home from work and the ranger comes and he brings out this Hessian bag and out of the back of the ute, like no like ceremony or sorry for your loss.
Just
or
swinging it
like
like
anything.
it's fast and he just tosses it
No,
out
he
the
just
window.
like flipped it up like that and this dead cat just goes clunk like that onto the...
surprise.
No, just onto the grass.
Oh, really?
And it was just this black cat, but it was like solid, like not like...
'Cause it was
rigor
frozen?
mortis, yeah. And it
Yeah,
was frozen, yeah.
Was it 2D? Was it how flat was it, or it still maintained?
No, you could still like... Yeah.
But it
3D
And I was
cat.
patting it thinking, oh, poor Bella, poor Bella.
You're patting a dead cat.
Yeah,
No,
well,
because it's ours
Yeah.
at this point.
and then just, I don't know, couldn't believe. And I was thinking, is that... Because Bella used to have this absolute 90-degree bend in the end of
Yeah.
her tail that I
Yeah.
wished to play with.
It was just
and I was
always
feeling
there.
the end of this cat's tail thinking, I really can't feel that. But is it because the whole tail is actually frozen and I can't just feel this thing, you know? And so anyway, he just wanted rid of this cat. So he just left.
Oh.
And Frank comes home, or I forget where he was, but then he was there. And so we decided we'll take it to the vet and we'll
Story of his life.
try and get the microchip checked. So off we go to the vet with the dead cat in the back of the car. And like...
What
it
an
was-
image.
Yeah, it was. It's just like clonking around in the back of the...
You didn't strap it in.
You walk into the vet and you goes, oh, I'm not that good.
Yeah, so
Put it
the
on
vet couldn't find the
Beep.
The vet couldn't find the microchip and couldn't really even determine whether it had been a male or female cat because the...
The scrote? Where's the scrote?
Yeah, well, frozen. Well, gone. because
Shrinkage.
It had been fixed up. You know, the cat had been...
Oh.
Yeah.
Got the snip.
Do they take
Yeah.
the nuts off?
Yeah.
Low
Have you, not seen,
blow. Low blow.
have you not seen Buddy?
They take his nuts
I
off.
thought-
Yeah.
I thought they just cut him. Give him like a vasectomy.
Yeah. What do they do to humans?
Anyway,
They take them off.
so
Anyway, we're done with
the vet is more or less convinced that this isn't our cat because she was looking at the nails and the teeth and she said, no, this is like a bit of a feral cat. This isn't
And you're like,
nice,
ouch.
cute domestic cat. That
But our cat had been like missing for a while, so it could have been like...
in like 3 days.
Yeah, but it could have gone
feral.
feral. Like, it's living in the streets. Could have gotten a few fights,
Yeah.
scraps, eating rubbish, you know.
Speak for yourself.
Go on.
So still we weren't quite sure. So back into the Hessian bag goes poor
Who's
frozen
lifting it up?
kitty. It wasn't heavy. It was just like
Yeah, but like, who's...
Santa
did you lift
sack.
it up?
Yeah. And then back in the car.
It's like,
and
it's like a
then-
sleeping bag. You got to like push it in a certain way so it fits.
Yeah. You gotta roll it up first.
And then, so we got home, and our lovely cleaning lady, Bobby. was
Bobby!
here. Yeah, Bobby. She was a
Bobby.
love. And she'd been brought up in England on farms. So she was very, like, good with
Rural,
animals, very
country type.
hands-on. Yeah.
Rough nut.
So I come inside all upset, telling poor Bobby about the poor cat, because she loved Bella too.
Oh, yeah.
And so she goes, where's this cat? Give us a look. Where's this cat? So out we go now. So the cat's now in the Hessian bag on the trailer. So she tips it out, clunk, poor cat onto the trailer.
Cat might come back to life. It keeps hitting its head.
It wasn't dead before.
And I don't know if it was because now the kitty had defrosted a little bit, but she just pulls the tail up and goes, no, that's where its scrotum was. That's definitely a male cat. That's not your cat. And so then, yeah, so never was poor Bella. But then I had to ring up the ranger and say, well, you can come and have your dead cat back now because it's not my cat. He still didn't want it back. He wanted us to dispose of his dead cat.
What do you do?
that?
Just chuck it in the bin? Is that?
Dig a big hole, I suppose. But
But did you give it back to him?
yeah, he came back and
Was he happy about
picked up
it?
his... No, he wasn't happy at all about it. Picked
Oi.
up his Hessian bag. And,
I've got a
Putting it
bloody
in the
chicken
back.
in the freezer. I gotta get rid of now.
Oh goodness! So yeah, there you go. Touching a dead cat, driving around the whole of Canning Vale with a dead cat in the back of your car. Times pretty tough down here.
We never did find Bella, did
no, we never did.
She
no.
could be roaming the streets. She could walk in right now.
See,
That's the fun of it, because you hear stories that like the cat goes missing for 10 years, then it comes back just before it dies to like die at its original home. So that could happen to us.
could happen. I feel that the original home or the closest home to it is going to be that kid.
Yeah, kid really
Yeah.
loved her.
If he listens, get in
Yeah.
contact.
Legit, we went on, I reckon, like probably like a year or two after that. Every time I just like walked the streets, I'd be checking in the bushes, you know.
Yeah.
see
Yeah,
where
you
the
see a
cat is.
black
Because
cat,
you
like,
saw one and I was taking food up to the park every couple of days and leaving food there. Remember you saw
Oh,
it?
that was a period.
That
I
was
was coming home from work at 2 a.m.
Oh,
Next
the
thing
good
you know,
one,
I'm
though.
running through the park in my black work uniform, looking for a cat that wasn't our cat. That was a period.
Yeah, good times.
Anyway, we've got a new cat now.
All right, boys, it's been a hot minute since we played this one.
Take me back to the past time, a past year, back before we could drink beer. Movies, artists, stylish gear, we gotta find out what was the year.
Do you even remember what that game was? Take me back.
Take me back
Take
to
me
the
back,
last time we
baby.
played and explain the rules.
When was the last time we played?
It was
Episode 60.
Episode 60. Joe's doppelganger.
So 4.
and Sam Fender bangers or something like that.
Yeah, right. Big scenes. All right. Well, Take Me Back is basically a game where, on this occasion, you boys will give basically like who are my questions about a year.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
happenstance, the things that went on during that year,
Yep.
and the two people playing have to guess what year it is. On this occasion, it'll be me versus Mum.
Mummy!
If you guess, then you're sort of out until I guess. So you want to hold on to your guesses for as long as possible until you're pretty bang on sure
But then also,
what year it is.
you don't want to give up the chance to get the answer right.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's you gotta pick your timing right.
Spot on.
So we just yell out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we don't do buzzers in this show.
No, we don't have the money for that. You can play along at home, obviously. If you think you know what year it is, yell it out and see if you can beat Janine or I. Boys, who's going to take it away?
I will be taking it
All
away.
right, let's do it.
So question one. Oh, not question one. Fact one about this year. Apple was founded, the inkjet printer was invented, and the VHS was released. So it was a massive year for tech.
All right, I've got nothing to say. Have you got any ideas?
Do you,
I've got
remember?
an idea, but I'm not going to say it yet.
Ooh. All right, Riley, take
Do
it
you-
away with a second.
Do you remember these times, Mum? The VHS, was that
Yeah.
a big thing?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
The VHS was invented,
Released.
released.
Huge.
They were just holding on to it, waiting to drop it. And Apple was founded. That's
I'm surprised they were at the same time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so was I when I was
Yeah.
reading these fun facts online.
Next one. One of my favorite songs, Hotel California, was released.
Okay, I think that's going to help Mum out a lot more than it'll help
So
me.
it's a classic song by the Eagles, one of the all-time favorites.
I've got a number in my head.
Okay, I'll move on to the next fact. So now Riley's hit music, we've hit tech, I'm hitting TV. So these were the most popular TV shows in this year. Happy Days, Laverne and Shirley, MASH, Charlie's Angels, and Three's Company.
1979.
That is incorrect.
Are we playing overs or unders or not?
No.
No,
Okay.
we're playing
No,
until
mate.
someone gets it. Okay, so
79. I think I reckon you've gone way early.
would you like to take a guess, Jay?
Nah.
Or would you like to...
Nah.
Okay, Riley?
Here we go.
I reckon I get one go. I get one round because I could just hold on to this now and win it.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
I get one round.
Here we go. Caitlyn Jenner won the Olympic decathlon.
Oh fuck!
The Olympic decathlon.
Yes.
What's that mean? What's the difference?
Don't give him.
The Olympic
Yeah,
decathlon.
that's right.
Has to have happened in like a year. They're usually by fours. I'm gonna say 1984.
That is incorrect.
Okay, I can live
Okay,
with that.
does Mum get a guess now? Or would you like...
1980.
Incorrect.
Oh.
Okay, well, no, mum. Okay, anyway, go again.
Okay,
So do
So-
I now get the next guess?
you get the next guess, correct.
You've sort of ruled. Okay.
So the next one is A Star Is Born was released, the version with Barbra Streisand. The original Freaky Friday was released, along with Rocky and Taxi Driver. So a big year for movies.
When did mum say 90?
1980. And before that she said 1979.
$1992.
Incorrect.
You don't have to guess. You can wait and get the next clue. I reckon you do that.
I'm going to give you guys some hints.
How many more questions we got?
We're going a lot lower.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to give you guys some hints, right?
Apple.
Right here.
Apple founded. And actually, an interesting fact about that, there was a guy who, in that year, sold 10% of his share in the company for $800, which today would be worth $350 billion.
That doesn't help at all with this game.
Hugo the Hippo was the first animated short film distributed by the 20th Century Fox in this year.
Mum gets
That
next.
didn't help at all.
Mum next guess.
Okay, I've got another one
Okay,
about
it's open.
movies.
Both lines are open again.
Yep.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest with Jack Nicholson. That won Best Picture this year.
168. 1968.
Incorrect.
Higher.
72.
Incorrect. In this year, Paul Simon won a Grammy for Best Album, and he famously thanked Stevie Wonder, and he said, "Thanks. I'd like to thank Stevie for not putting an album out this year, because Stevie went on a bit of a hot streak and won a lot."
1976.
Jake's got it.
Who would have thought?
Bravo.
12 years after Mum's birth, and Jake won.
There you go.
Age drop.
Shout drop. Shout ages.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, those. I can't believe that. First, I couldn't believe that inkjet printer was out.
No.
I can't imagine like that 70s show. They'd be like,
Yeah, they got
I got to
printer.
print some stuff.
Yeah.
Does it all make sense now, Mum?
Yeah, but I'm really surprised about the inkjet printer. I mean, I remember.
Well, maybe it was like commercial.
Yeah.
And Apple.
Apple was the
Yeah.
that pushes
Yeah.
me
You're
up
guessing
about
the
20
90s,
years.
yeah.
Yeah. Even the big Jenner man. What's his name? Caitlyn Jenner.
her name, Caitlin. Yeah.
Yeah.
He won.
She won. Yeah.
She won, yeah.
Well, he won at the time.
She won in the men's decathlon.
Yeah.
At the time. Yeah.
So I just assumed that was way closer to the 2000s then.
Yeah. And then it was a good year for movies and stuff. I didn't know that there was original Freaky Friday.
Or
And
A
then
Star Is Born.
those TV shows, Mum used to watch. MASH, Happy Day. I mean, they're still on today.
Yeah.
But those are some absolute classics.
There you go.
But the thing about MASH run for like 20 years, so it's not really a hint.
That's how they get you. Joey's
Yeah.
playing
you got to
mind
get
games.
the overlap. When was Happy Days and MASH on? You know.
There you go. Another one for the pack. Another one for the boys.
A great game.
All right, boys. It has come to the time we put the feelers out to the followers
Yes, we
over the
did.
weekend and
Yes,
said,
we
"Hey,
did.
ping in your questions, but more so ping in your your questions for advice. People obviously have things going along in their head. And we don't often open up the lines to advice, namely because we're probably not the best suited to.
Yeah, we don't know things about life and stuff.
To give advice.
But there's always been someone in our life who can give advice. And
Exactly.
That's been our lovely mother.
So we thought we would utilise her services today to help out the followers. We put the feels out yesterday and we got a stack of messages. So we put them out again today and got even more. So let's slowly make our way through. Junior boy, do you want to kick one off?
Yes, sir. This one comes in from Deep Healers. He says, as a mum, what small things would your child do that would make a difference in your life?
That's a great question.
That
off the
is a
top,
really good
Alex.
question.
Well done, mate.
Just being thoughtful. So one time it was my birthday and Joe had
Happy
been
birthday.
invited to a birthday party and it was at bowling, and after the game they get little tokens and they get to spend the tokens on toys or whatever.
Yeah.
So because it was my birthday, Joe bought me this cute little plastic tiara, like a crown.
Nice.
Yeah, and I thought, what a sweetie. Like, he was about 6. And, you know, could have picked any toy for himself, but chose the crown for me. And so when we went out for my birthday dinner that night, I wore it. And I've still got it in my cupboard now.
There you go.
Yeah.
You have to wear it when we go out for lunch on Sunday.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
There
will.
we go. This could
Oh,
be huge.
you
This
just
could
go.
be anything.
I reckon Joey should wear it.
Yeah, I think it would look nice.
All right, I've got a good one here from... This one's from Kyle... Oh, we're good at butchering names as well on the panel. His name is Kyle Bottos, I believe.
Righto.
He's a long-time listener from Melbourne,
Uh-oh.
Victoria.
and he wants to hear Mum's side of the story regarding the golf incident that occurred in December of last year.
Jeez.
Well, thanks, Kyle. I haven't been back to golf since. I'll just add at that point.
Hiatus.
So Jake and I had been playing quite well, we thought. And I was up onto the
Green.
green.
The green, yeah.
Yeah. About to tee, you know, what do you
Putt.
call it? Putt.
It's been a while.
Good at the
About to
game,
putt.
but not at the words.
Yeah, and Jake yells out, 4.
Yeah, I was about
no,
it.
heads.
Because we left the buggy and you went up, and because we drove past my ball and I was looking for it, and then I turned around and it was way back. But by that time, you'd sort of hockey pucked your ball all the way up to the green, and you were like, all right, well, I'm just going to go up here and put it in. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to head back about 100 metres. And I played the shot.
And thwack the ball at your mother.
And
as
you were
hard as
up.
you could.
Well, you were up on the green. You were very close to the.
Jay, I believe
Oh.
Kyle asked
Can
to hear
Mum
Mum's story.
tell the story?
So what were you
So
thinking?
I
at the
would have
time?
thought that he would just let me do my final putt and get my ball and head
Yeah,
back to the
in
buggy.
similar fashion to something that
But
Joe
he's
would
always
do.
panicking about who
Yeah.
might be behind us and who we're holding up on the golf course.
Yeah. Well,
So he
worried
just
about
whacks it
not gonna lie, pace of play with you is slower than it.
hard
most
as he
times I go.
could. Who was putting? Who was still driving?
Oh, here we go.
Anyway, anyway.
7
Yeah,
shots.
so then he
placed
hits
too.
it and then he's yelling out, hits, hits, hits.
There we
So
go.
what do? Look at him and clunk, straight in my head goes the ball.
Do you remember much?
You weren't concussed, were you?
No, I hit the deck
Surely you were concussed.
and I had a white hat on and was
Covered in blood.
bleeding.
It was a
rather
real
lot.
panic. That's the most panicked I've ever been. Were you stressed?
I was.
I
And
remember
then
you laying down. When you lay down, I thought you were
Oh,
doing a
she's dead.
gag.
it really hurt.
And then by the time you got up and ran towards me and you showed me how much blood there was, that's when
I
I
don't
knew it
think I
got
ran.
serious.
Yeah, no punch to the head draws that much blood.
No.
Speaking from experience. or-
Also, like with something like that, it's like you get hit and then you're just in pain, and there's nothing you can really do to stop it. Like nothing
Nah.
helps that. Like,
Yeah.
and a
No.
head
Gotta have
wound
it.
is like pretty serious.
And it was in my hair and everything. And nobody could sort of see how, like,
big
big that cut was or whatever. And I wanted to go out because Joe was taking me out that night to see
Yeah, we're going
Kira's
to Kira's
concert.
ballet. Yeah.
Yeah. So
And we still made it.
yeah, we did.
And we had
Oh, yeah.
we got on the beers at where Merrywell.
Yes.
Yeah. We were living it up.
Yeah.
It was a big day. Thanks for bringing it up, Carl.
Yep.
Joe, you ping us one,
Yeah,
mate.
speaking of Kira's ballet, Kira had a question. She asked, "What's the best hangover cure?" That maybe from your youth. You don't drink too much
Back
these
in
days.
the day, no. I don't know. Always kind
when
of
she
greasy
does.
food. I don't know. I don't know why you feel like greasy food.
Yeah, that's actually true. I was pretty blue on Sunday, and I had a Rebel Whopper with chips. It was lovely.
Or is it just because the grease, like,
I don't know. Just soak it up.
yeah,
or
the salt
something.
absorbs it.
Yeah. I think it's just like it's such a full meal. Like
Yeah.
it really
Carbs.
feels like
Yeah. And it's either going to stay down or not. And yeah.
For the most part, not.
Yeah.
For where I'm sitting. You got one, Ginger Boy?
Yes, this one comes in because we've got a lot of young ladies listening to the show, Mum. She asked, Tiana Obersteller asked, if you could give your 19-year-old self some advice, what would it be?
Go to uni.
Go to uni.
Go to uni. Never went to uni. And uni was free back in the day, just let me tell you all.
Yeah,
Fully.
Yeah, must
right.
be nice.
Why
Really?
the hell? Why didn't I go to uni?
Was it fully free?
Fully free.
So 3 years of just free education?
Yeah.
But high school you had to pay?
Well,
would've been
I
minuscule,
went
eh?
to a state school, so you didn't pay much.
Damn, but still. That's
Yeah.
so weird.
I
So the
know.
stuff that matters, you don't have to pay for, but all the stuff that doesn't matter.
There wasn't much of a waiting on a university degree at that point, was there?
Yeah,
Because you could go and do TAFE courses and they were considered, they're unequal or?
No.
at the time,
No,
uni
idiots.
was more of
Fool.
like a specialist thing. Was it not? And
Yeah,
nowadays everyone just fucking
so
goes to uni.
I would have wanted to be a teacher. That's what I would have wanted to do, be a primary school teacher. And that was teachers' college you did there.
Yeah, right.
So that wasn't actually at uni. And I think you only really got a diploma.
Yeah, dip it.
Yeah. But now that's a degree, isn't it? A proper teaching
Yeah,
degree.
you do teaching
yeah.
at uni.
Yeah. So I guess it was a bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So did you need to do anything to get into uni?
Yeah, it was like an ATAR or...
yeah, but then I could have got in as a mature age student. You just had to sit
A little test.
yeah, that's what they do now. If
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, crazy.
Yeah, live and learn.
Most of the teachers we would have had wouldn't have paid to go to uni then. They
But
just
I
would have-
moved out of home at 19. So
Oh,
must be
yeah,
very
rebel
nice.
with that
wasn't
cause.
living
Living it
without
up.
uni.
Goodness me.
Pay rent and bills and
Jordan asked, how do you propose to the girl you really love? Please give me mum advice.
Please.
And I think he asked on both days.
Yeah, Jordan's
followed
keen.
up.
Jordan's
He
Jordan's
needs to
this
hear
answer.
it.
he's got the ring. It's burning a hole in
He's
his
going
hand.
out Friday night and he needs stuff.
my advice would be don't do these great big shows of, like
Gestures.
yeah, like you're at
Yeah.
the footy and the whole crowd's watching or anything like that, just in case she wants to say no.
He's not that much
But-
faith for you.
No, but I think something special, like take her back to where the very first time you ever met her or something like that, and just be the two of you there, and just something that really is special. That has
Sentimental
special meaning,
stuff.
yeah, for the two of you, but not nobody else. No one else needs
Yeah.
to be there.
What I think is good is, the proper proposal, you do something like that. And then you do really extravagant shit later on to get free stuff from people. People love giving free stuff to people who've just been engaged.
There you go. So maybe, even if it was like the first podcast that you ever listened to together, you could send us a message and we could
Yeah,
propose, for
propose
you.
for
Jordan.
On air.
There you go.
George, mate, next week. Got you back.
Joe, you go on?
Yeah, I've got a question from Abby, who's 21st we were at. And she said, how would things be different if you had 3 girls
It's a great
instead
question.
of 3 boys?
Oh, it comes
Which is
from
funny
Abby as
because
well.
That's the name.
The name-
Oh,
Namesake.
there's two, yeah, Abby. I can't imagine having 3 girls now. I just think they're just a lot more hard work, I think, girls.
I agree. Yep.
Like, just at school, there's always bitching and fighting, and this one's not talking to that one, and
So is
this
that-
one didn't invite that one to the party, and she's wearing that dress even though she knew I was going to wear that dress, and where boys are just like, yeah, whatever.
More like
just
politics sort
There's
of
more
type.
of a... I reckon this might be a bit of a hot take.
Here we go.
This comes from first-hand experience, but like...
No.
Say there's beef with girls, right? There's beef with girls. There's so much talking that goes on. There's never a climax. There's never something that
No one lays
resolves
anyone
the
out.
beef.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
there's a beef with 2 guys. They'll meet up and they'll either throw hands or they'll shake each other's hand and realize that there's no actual beef going on.
It's like
yeah.
shorter but higher intensity.
Oh
so it
yeah,
gets
just
over
like
with.
it's over within a week.
All of my mates that I currently hang out with used to fight each other frequently at
Yeah.
high school. I would just lay each other out, and now we're thick as thieves.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that tends to happen with
Yeah.
females. So sort
Yeah.
of
And
once
like-
they get a gripe, that's it. They
Yeah,
can't
and like,
forget and forgive.
I hung out with more of like the math crowd, so we would occasionally have an argument, play a big game of chess, and just sort of settle it that way.
There you go. Talk about your atomic wedgies with each other. Yeah, you can go that one.
Here we go. This is the big
Keep
one.
it. This one's an anonymous one.
Yes,
This one's a
anonymous.
little bit more serious than the rest, I reckon.
This lovely lady sent in, and I hope she's doing okay. She asked, she said this: I think I'm pregnant. I've done 5 tests, and 3 have come back positive, but 2 have come back negative. What do I do?
Now we don't have any doctors on the panel, so this is a bit of this is an opinionatic.
I think she should isolate for 7 days, and if she's still got some symptoms, get another PCR. But mum, what is your advice?
I would go and see your doctor and get it confirmed one way or the other. And congratulations. And keep us up to date.
how does that work? Do you get does the doctor one always more accurate? Is that what happens?
It's a blood test,
I
isn't
think-
it?
Ultrasound? I guess not this
No.
early.
This is
Not
why we
that
don't
early.
talk about this sort of
No.
stuff.
We never
What's the blood test?
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, that'll do.
I don't know anymore.
All right, we got a couple more, and then we'll finish up here. Chalk Panther. We used to train with Chalk Panther. That's not his actual name. That's his Instagram name. We used to train with him at Body Madge. He's a big fan
Oh,
of the
yeah.
pod. He's got a good question here. You have to answer it. He
Oh,
goes,
God.
of the boys,
Here we go.
keep one, disown one, and give one away. Here we go.
So give one away is like a kick, but a disown is like a kick and a stomp. Feel free to answer whoever you want.
I'm not answering that.
Oh, she's just letting it go through the keeper.
Plead in the 5th. Fair enough.
Sorry.
Okay, fair enough. What have we got? We got any other ones? Well, we'll go one more. This is from Taylor. You can read out the one from Taylor, Riley, and I think that'll finish things up.
Taylor.
Oh, I've got one more after that, actually. One more after that.
Whoa. Taylor, Jake's lovely girlfriend said, how do you deal with a moody Jake?
It's a great question,
A fantastic.
especially because he doesn't get moody often. So it's why there's not much experience. There's not much experience there.
Tell us, Mum.
I think Taylor's probably put up with more moody Jake than most people. I think you just have to let him chill by himself for a bit.
Decompress is
yes,
the key. Yeah.
Yes.
He
Get
gets worked
away
up. He gets stressed.
and just stay away until
Ask if he wants to play golf.
yes.
Step
Then he'll
away
try and
from the
kill you.
green.
And don't ever go shopping with him again, Taylor.
Shopping sucks, man. The
Yeah, when
shopping
you
is
do it.
shopping is the worst.
With you.
Without a doubt, it's literally the worst. The last one of the day goes to our good friend Andrew Silvera, who asked, "What is it like raising 3 beautiful young men?"
Andy won the t-shirts. in the raffle.
Andy's got the merch.
It's been fantastic. Lucky I was never a real girly girl. I did have only one brother growing up myself, so
Still do.
yeah, knew how to kick a footy, knew how to play cricket, all that kind of stuff. Like watching footy, like watching cricket. So never did ballet or anything myself as a little girl. So yeah, I was kind of the perfect boy mum. And also I think I really bonded with other just boy mums as well. There's quite a few of us at school that
Yeah, that's
because
true.
they're the mums that you end up at birthday parties and stuff with because it's just the boys.
The
So
lads.
yeah, it's been wonderful.
There
It's
you
been
go.
lovely. But it's nice having all their girlfriends around too because
Yeah, I think you
Yeah, you
flourish.
love
I think
that.
you flourish in
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
But no, I think that's the best way to describe it. You've been the perfect boy mum at the end of the day. You would have seen more games of footy, basketball, cricket, and
Right.
officiated more fights, little squabbles than I think most mums. It's been an
Yes,
absolute
yes.
pleasure, and you've done a fucking fantastic job, I reckon.
I
Yeah,
think
dropped
so.
it with Jake.
I
But
think
Alrighty, boys, that brings us to our favourite weekly segment. It's time for our Everyday Hero. Mum, take it away.
take it away.
So I'd like to nominate Nan, my mum,
Aww.
for this week's Everyday Hero.
Hell yes.
To honour her for Mother's Day because she's been the best mum in the whole world and the best Nan, I think,
100%.
Facts.
any boys could ever hope for. And she's doing it a bit tough lately and, just
Shout out to Nan. Nan's been an absolute godsend. We used to go to Nan's.
She's one of the boys.
We didn't used to get in trouble much, but we'd always go to Nan's. We could be in any state. Me in particular, I could always go to Nan's after I'd just been yelled at. And next thing you know, it was up until I was, I reckon, about 20. I was getting first class treatment from Nan at all times. I'd come round.
Loves a trumpet.
She'd come over and she'd just be like, all right, sit on the couch. Do you want ice cream? Do you want lollies? Do you want all the, like, from the moment you sat down, you just had lunch.
Always had your favourite things.
She
yeah.
She literally had at her front door, the little door stopper said on it, it was a little bear, and it said like Nana's house where you come to get spoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was bang on.
That was always the case. Remember when I was still working at the movie cinema complex at Burragoon?
Yes.
And I didn't have my license. I would have been like 18, 19. It would have been 19, and I was still at uni, but couldn't drive. So you used to drop me off at Nan's in the morning before I'd go to work.
Yeah.
And then Nan would drive me like the 1 or 2 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
But we used to have like an hour and a half in the morning between like 8 and 9:30.
Breakfast with Nan.
Yeah, and so I went over once and she was like, oh, do you want any food? And I was like, I don't really eat breakfast unless it's like sausage rolls. Anyway, I went work that day and came back home the next week. Mum dropped me off at Nan's again because you were on your way to work, so you dropped me on your way. And I get there and she's just like, well, I've got your sausage rolls. And from that day forward, like I would have been there for a whole semester of uni. So like best part of 6 months.
Hell yeah.
And every day Nan would have a sausage roll. Like she'd time it so that I'd rock up and it would be hot and like in my hand, like open up the door with one arm and then hand me a sausage roll with sauce in the other.
And
that was just
that story, mate. You couldn't. That's exactly Nan.
That was exactly
Couldn't
Nan.
do it,
And even after that, like years later, I'd finish up at work and I'd go to Nan's on a Friday afternoon and we'd make fish and chips. Oh, the hilarity. Yeah, the hilarity. Because she just used to get like frozen fish and we'd have like McCain's chips and McCain's fish. Oh, and we would experiment with like salt and vinegar. She'd get like a new brand of like salt and vinegar chips. And I was like, man, this shit is like not good, eh? And she goes, I'm glad you said it because it tastes like shit. But we used to have that much fun. We just carry on and get up to all sorts of mischief and sit back. But I think as we got older, we got a lot better at taking the piss out of each other as well. Like I would really rev Nan up and then she would really give it back to me late, especially as I got a little bit older, which was fantastic.
I remember that time she won, I think it was Melbourne Cup, and she used to say to you shouldn't be gambling, Jacob, you shouldn't be gambling. And she had a big win on the Melbourne Cup and took us all out for dinner.
Yeah, it took her like $600, like fucked.
Yeah.
Queen.
And I was like, oh, what are you doing gambling now? I thought we weren't allowed
It's
to
only
do
the Melbourne Cup.
yeah. She was good. She went on a streak where she won like, I reckon 3 years in a row. She was blitzing it.
Yeah.
No, she's always been fantastic to be. It's always been fantastic where she's lived as well. It's always been a nice little in-between house.
Yes.
Never been a dull moment with Nan.
A second mum, I guess you could say.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
There's so many good Nan stories. I'm sure at some stage we'll go through and we'll flesh them all out. Because as I'm sitting here thinking about them, there is some. It's not a playground. There's always an absolute ripper. We went to Spud Shed. This is the first time I ever heard of Spud Shed.
Yeah.
We would have been super young. We would have been maybe 13.
Yeah, like 6-ish.
Okay, older than that.
No, year 6.
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, I would have
were
been.
you there?
Yeah.
And I remember I was just taking the piss out of you boys and we were just having a laugh and watching Nan walk through Spud Shed doing her thing. And we were just getting up to all sorts of shit.
I think
like,
you had a ball, didn't you?
Yeah, I would have.
Which you always did when I was at the shop and I just thought, oh, whatever, we're not hurting
Sounds good
anybody.
entertaining.
We went around with Nan and I think she was a little bit...
Embarrassed?
Yeah, I think that's probably the key because we were getting up to all sorts of shit, knowing that we could get away with it, especially because it was Nan. Nan wasn't going to say anything. And Nan just turned to me, the sternest she ever has, and just turned to me, pointed and goes, it's Spud Shed, you know, it's not a playground. And that I just pissed myself laughing. It didn't get any of the required sort of element that she wanted. That's not the behavior that
Just
she wanted to come from.
Yeah,
I
that
just
became a
laugh.
running gag.
Yeah, now forever it's
Yeah, you should get that on a t-shirt.
it's not a playground.
Yeah.
So this week's Everyday Hero, one of the most fitting Everyday Heroes we've had, especially on Mother's Day week. Our episode 84 Everyday Hero, delivered by Mum herself, goes to her mum, our Nan, Beth Mills. All right, boys, that brings us to the end of another episode of the Macpack podcast.
What an app.
A very special app.
It's been a great episode. Obviously celebrating Mother's Day with our lovely mother. As we mentioned off the top, the mugs, the new sweat, what do you call them? Wind sheeters.
Wind cheater.
The wind sheeter /sweater /
sweater.
Hoodie without a hood.
Hoodie without a hood.
What do you call them? The hoodie. Oh, not quite. Are all available. They will all be available from Sunday afternoon. We'll be sure to make sure that we share something regarding
Sunday
that.
afternoon, 5 o'clock, Jake.
Don't put a timestamp on these things. They'll be available on Friday, without a doubt. We've had heaps of people start listening to the Macpack podcast, especially in the last 2-3 weeks.
Yes.
You said Sunday.
Which is
then
fair.
You said Friday.
Hey?
You said Sunday, then you said Friday.
They're coming out on Sunday.
Coming out on Sunday, yeah.
You said Friday.
There we go. Fact checker on the panel.
Sorry.
We've had a whole heap of people get in contact with us, obviously, this week. A lot of people who are jumping on the Macpack bandwagon, so we absolutely love that. If you are one of those people, thank you so much. Share the podcast with a mate as well, because
Bloody oath.
growth is... All growths are good, except for some of the growths that aren't good.
You never know. Like, the podcast that we've had Mum on. Any demographic.
Yeah, if your
Is
mum
ours.
has nothing to do
Yeah. Bloody oath. I've heard
Mother's
some mums
Day.
getting into it. Some of my mates' mums listen to the show. So
there you go.
There you go.
I reckon we'll get a few people from mum's work listening in this
I
week.
hope
Yes.
so. I hope
See
so.
how we
Yeah,
go,
I'll have to
boys.
tell them.
It's been an absolute pleasure to sit along the side of you. I think you have a shout out to give.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to my friend Alison.
Hell yeah.
There you go, Alison.
Shout out,
Wanted a
Ali.
shout out from Mum. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure to sit alongside of the two of you.
Always is.
And Mum, it's been an absolute pleasure to sit alongside you for the last hour.
Thanks for having me, guys.
You've been fantastic. You were very nervous off the top, but I think you've absolutely conquered those fears.
Killed it, Mum.
You did well. The advice was fantastic. Until we do so this time next week, stay safe, stay blessed, and always remember to...
Go give your mum a hug.
It's ciao for now, but not forever. Woo!